Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am RV Piper. We've got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about the dip that we're in right now. You guys can see that there's a little bit of a pullback going on right here behind me. The daily is a little red, the hourly is some red. We do have Bitcoin pulling back down. I think we're heading to some critical support ranges. We're going to take a look at where that is. And then also, guys, we're going to be taking a look at where I'm going to be putting my money at. I'm looking at some areas to buy in this dip right now, and I'm going to tell you what I'm buying, when I'm buying, and why I'm buying now. Guys, all this and a whole lot more today on the Morning Market Report with the full house. We got the Trade Fly and the OC guy, guys. Stick around. Let's get it. Class is in session. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the chat. Let's go ahead and get my panel up here. Let's get the Trade Fly and the OC guy in the house. Let us up, fellas. How you guys doing? It's Monday. It's Monday, and we got a pullback, but we had a great weekend on price action, and I'm hoping that you guys had a great weekend on your personal side too. Trade Fly, we'll go with you first, man. What did you do this weekend, bro?
What is going on, fam? It was a pretty good weekend. Yeah, I got to hang out with the family, did some little flag football, just the norm. Actually, I took my little dude golfing yesterday, which was cool. That was our first little experience with a par three. So introducing him to the beautiful game of golf. Wish someone
Nice.
would have done that when I was younger. But hey, you know what time it is. We got to give a shout out to the chat. Alexandra G's in the house, the best mod around. She's my SoCal lady. She's in the chat. Piper, of course, in the chat. Kyle Fields with a yo, what's up, man? How you doing? Crypto trades. He said, "What's goody? What's up, man? It's all goody. It's all goody, man."
All goody.
Rolling through. Crypto coin mindset with the GM. Darren does things. What's up, my guy? Hope all is well. Retro Mike Tech, our man. That is our dude. Go check him out. He's got a channel as well. Eric Wallen. He said, "Let's do it." How you doing, man? Hope all is well with you. Mike Plays in the house. He's old faithful, man. I see Mike Play everywhere. What's going on, my G? And you guys are making my screen move. Making my screen move. That's all right. Keep flowing the chat. Keep flowing the chat. All good. Keep going. Harp's in the house. What's up, dude? I think you guys won this weekend. So congrats to you. Baby Yaz, how you doing? And the Dusty Hunt with a GM. Blackie Chan in the house. What's up, my dude? What is up, my dude? Scrolling. Trade Intuitions in the house. Joe, what's going on? Warrior 4588. Where you been, man? That's my fellow pilot, my aviator. What's up, dude? Hope all is well. Melissa's in the house with a good morning. And crypto trades. I don't know if I said you or not, but what's up? Do this.
Let's do this. OC, man, how was your weekend, bro? And then Eric Wallen, I got you, man. I'll address your question in the chat. But OC, what's up, bro? How you been, man? How was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic. I need to shout out to my fiance. She's such a sweetheart. Today's my birthday, so she spent the whole weekend cooking. Yes, she made a cake for me. She took me out to dinner. She also got me a new keyboard, fantastic keyboard. And yeah, other than that, it's been great. Very happy, very comfy weekend. But starting morning, I literally spilled water on my deck. So hopefully it does.
I hate when my deck gets wet.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, just in case, guys, if you drop water on top of electronics, it is very important that you got some isopropyl alcohol. That thing has saved me a freaking so many things. So just throwing that out there. But yeah,
awesome.
Other than that, very good.
So Eric Wallen said that he lost his membership. Eric, we got rid. So this is for everyone listening right now, but I want to, man, I am glitching today. I'm like Max Headroom over here. I don't know what's going on. If you know, you know, I'm old. Eric Wallen, we got rid of magna cum laude and summa cum laude memberships. They do not exist anymore. The only membership that exists is the base level, which is the alumni. All of the stuff that we had over in the Discord is now under a Discord WAP pay program, and it's lot of stuff in there. One level, it's real simple. There's a link in there. Just drop into the chat over on Discord, and we will get you squared away. Just we'll drop you a link for that. So, yeah, that's what we got going on there. Let's go ahead and jump into the news because I want to get into a lot of the stuff today and try to get through it all because price action kind of pulling back. Looks like the 10-year yield is up to 4.132 right now. The Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000 all opening to the downside. So let's jump over and let's talk out some news. Let me get that screen adjusted there. There we go. Get rid of that white edge. Perfect. All right, here we go. So guys, looking right now at the Fear and Greed Index, we are at 63, still sitting in greed. Total market cap is at $2.36 trillion. This is up from last week. We were at 2.33. So 2.36 trillion up 0.52. That's okay that the prices are coming down. It's a shift around of money right now. We're not overly worried about it, especially if you're looking at the levels of support that we are hitting. They are going to be prime levels to pick up some more of the assets that you've been watching, in my opinion, not financial advice. Let's jump in here. Look at the crypto bubbles, guys. Atom is up 6.6% today. Mu up 5.3. Jupe. Jupiter is up 4.1. PopCat up 3.8. Solana's up 3.8, guys. I'm telling you, keep an eye on Solana. We're going to look at a chart today from Peter Brandt talking about a massive cup and handle. It was on the thumbnail. You guys may have seen it. May have looked at that thumbnail a little bit. They're talking about a massive 2,000 or is it 2,000, 4,000? I don't know. It's a massive rally. Anyways, guys, we're going to look at that article today too. So let's jump down and look at the prices right now. Bitcoin holding 67,000 above that at 67.5, 659 right there, almost 67.7. But you can see down 1.2% on the daily. Ethereum is at 2683. It broke 2,700 yesterday. Rejected exactly where I said keep an eye at on, not exactly, went a little bit above it, pulled back below it now, but that was a key level. We're going to look at that today too. 1.1% up on the daily. BNB about stagnant, down 1.1% on the hourly though. Everything pulling back on the hourly right now. Any big movers? Solana 3.7% here in the top 20. What else we got? Yeah, pretty much Solana is the biggest mover in the top 20 for upside movement. You see a lot of red there in that 20 through 30 range. And the real big winners today, guys, are meme coins and Cosmos Atoms. So let's go over and check out the economic calendar. We got a few things this week. Nothing major to be concerned about this week. That's going to be next week. So this week, we got a lot of Fed speakers coming in to talk. We do have existing home sales on Wednesday. We'll keep an eye on that. Initial jobless claims on Thursday. Guys, I want to show you something. Right now, we're looking at 241,000 currently on, this is unemployment claims. We're looking at 241,000 currently. Consensus is 247,000 jobs. Unemployment claims, and the forecast is 247,000 unemployment claims. This is October, and this is for the week, this week in October. This isn't like last month's data. So the reason that I find this interesting is it's October. We should be looking at people getting jobs because of seasonal hires, right? We're getting ready for Christmas season. There is a ton of seasonal hires, especially in retail. And we're looking at this going, that's another 6,000 unemployment claims this week. What's going on with seasonal hires? Would this actually be much lower if we didn't even have seasonal hires going on? Something to keep an eye on. We're going to watch it. I'm not overly concerned macro-wise. Everything else is on the appearance level strong. We'll see how the real numbers come out in November when they do get a revision. And then Friday, we got durable goods orders coming in. It's looking like it's going to be down a little bit. So those durable, that set of the market is having a little bit of a slowdown. So nothing major this week. Like I said, it's going to be next week. If we go over there and take a look, November 1st, that's going to be the one to watch. We're going to get non-farm payrolls and unemployment data coming in, currently at 4.1%. So I do want to show you guys, yesterday I was on Billy Goat Tell. Shout out to the BGT team. If you guys are not checking out their Sunday bloopers, it's a pretty good show. And I was on there yesterday with them, so it was Trade Intuition. Shout out to him. Hanging out with Crypto Billy and the gang. So it was pretty good. But we were talking about over there that there was no chance of a rate pause yesterday Today, we start getting some data. Rate pause now at 9.9% chance, 90.1% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut. So yesterday there was a little bit of a small, very slight chance of a 50 basis point in the 25, no rate pause. So we are starting to flip flop on that. To everyone out there, congratulations. We are 46.5% of the way through the bull market, according to Rect Capital. That is, we're working it. We're working it, guys. I would like to have seen that this long downturn we have in circle number 3 here had more of the upturn like circle 1 or circle 2. So definitely not the same as what we'd had previously, but we are seeing that there on that. I will not go to the heat map because the man, the myth, the legend, TradeFly is here today, and he covers that. Let's go take a look at what they're talking about on Seeking Alpha for you guys today. This is their trending analysis setups. They got Bitcoin at a strong buy today, guys. Bitcoin's at a strong buy. What else we got here? Let's go in and see. Ford is at a buy. If you're interested in Ford stock, I would not buy it, but they're saying to buy it. XLE is on a sell-off right now. That's an interest rate play. AI Tech, hold. Meta, they're saying hold. If you don't buy, don't sell. MicroStrategies is a buy again. And guys, this keeps recurring over and over and over again. But I do want to show you guys what I'm really watching. This is going to be, what is the name of it? It is a crypto play on mining. And I'm going to show you guys what this is here in a little while. I'm actually going to pull it up and show you an article on it. But that's going to be where I'm putting a lot of my money at coming up, just so you guys know. But another strong buy on HIMS. They think that price is really going to get it up. I don't know what happened to my camera, but I'm going to fix that for you because I knew it was glitchy and then it went super glitchy. So we'll get that fixed 1 second here, and then I'll show you guys what I'm watching on that chart. So TradeFly just sitting over there with the sunglasses on. I see you, bro. I see you. It's loading up right now. Let me go back over to the Trio cam while my thing loads here. So yeah, MicroStrategies, because that pretty much is it. I just had an article. MicroStrategies is looking pretty good right now, and it keeps popping up as a buy. What's your thoughts on MicroStrategy, TradeFly, and would you be buying at this level? What would you do with that?
I mean, that's a tough one, but I would say it's loosely correlated with Bitcoin, right? So as Bitcoin does better, then MicroStrategies does better. I mean, there's obviously going to be things with the company itself that are going to have an effect based on their own numbers, right? When they're saying, "Hey, we've made this much money every year," but ultimately, I think it's going to be a very tightly correlated. I won't say tightly. It is going to be correlated to Bitcoin. So if you're bullish on Bitcoin, if you think that's the long-term play, then I see MicroStrategies probably outperforming Bitcoin. I won't say by a wide margin, but I do think that you're going to see probably a little bit more of an exponential move for MicroStrategies. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm not huge on investing in MicroStrategies or any of those stocks. I haven't really looked at it or done the analysis. I know that you have. So, I think you would be more of the man to ask when it comes to it because you got skin in the game.
Yes, sir, I do. OC, your thought on MicroStrategies? Do you think that is it the play right now? Is that the play, or would you just be focusing more on just straight Bitcoin, raw Bitcoin?
Well, on my point of my perspective, I will always like a better Bitcoin because that is something that is not gonna be broken. That's something that is not susceptible of manipulation as much, as you said, or internal manipulation. That's what I will be clarifying into. And overall, I just like the feeling to have that. I mean, Bitcoin, right? Itself, like physical Bitcoin, if you may. To
We just
hold
lost you.
a little bit of MicroStrategy. We lost me.
No,
No,
you're good now. Sorry, we lost you
Oh,
for a minute. When Piper came back, your audio cut for a second. But
I'm
I
back
do
though.
agree with you.
oh, great.
Throw that out there.
and I mean, as you guys mentioned, since this is correlated, I mean, I think the MicroStrategy's cap will be directly affected or secondary affected by Bitcoin price, right? And this will maybe get you much more gain. So if you are behind how or to maximize your profits, I would say looking at MicroStrategy will be a good plan. But if you ask me, I'd rather have physical Bitcoin.
Yeah, so believe it or not, a lot of the purchases going on right now with Bitcoin exposure, we'll call it Bitcoin exposure, is not actually happening on Bitcoin. It's the ETFs. The ETFs are getting a lot of the exposure because you got to remember, crypto people, we're a very, very small segment out there. And when you look at where we are compared to the TradFi world that don't want to go through the process of how do I get on an exchange? How do I create an account? What are all these words it just gave me? You know, that is stuff that people in the TradFi world just don't have to deal with and don't understand. So a lot of money is going into there. And then, you know, if you look at what's going on with MicroStrategies, I actually read an article this morning that I can bring up if you guys want it, but literally the summary of it is that they are navigating the Bitcoin pump with leverage and tailwinds. So the company is taking their Bitcoin, but they're leveraging their Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin. And because of that, they're compounding the valuation increase of the token itself, which is why the company goes up so much more parabolic on its run than what Bitcoin Raw, Bitcoin Prime, we'll call it, does. So pretty interesting stuff there. What are they saying in the chat there, Trey Fly? I see you looking at it. What are they talking about?
Oh man, I was just replying to Wick. I was telling him I forgot how much the glasses help with the lights and ... I'm getting old. So
You are getting old. It's okay.
It feels so good. Feels so good.
It's BC Port Corp. He said buy Bitcoin when it's down, short MicroStrategies when Bitcoin dumps. It's not a bad play. I'm just saying. Matter of fact, options calls, if you will. We got crypto trades in the chat right now, and he is a member in our community. And he's going to be doing a little breakdown on getting into some options plays for our members. So if you guys aren't in there yet, you guys need to get in there. So let me go back over. I want to finish one thing on the news since I lost my camera and I'm back now. I was gone for a minute. Now I'm back. Let's begin it. Looking here at Bitcoin stalling below $70,000 despite $20 billion ETF inflow milestone. Just talking about this. Literally, there you go, Mark Dutch. Literally, this is where most of the exposure is. They got $20 billion worth of inflows on the ETF growth just since it got started. On October 17th, the U.S.-based spot Bitcoin ETF crossed $20 billion in total net inflows just 10 months after the debut. The same milestone took gold ETF nearly 5 years to achieve that. Gold, by the way, breaking an all-time high right now as we speak, just so you are tracking on that. And then let's get into another one that I had here, Bitcoin hash rate. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to actually show you the ribbon and what it's looking like right now. And then this one. Guys, we're going to talk about this because miners are the play, right? That's where people typically want to get their exposure outside if they're got that degen stage and they're like, why would I buy an ETF for Bitcoin? I know how to get into Bitcoin. I'm going to do that. Then thanks, Bit Innuendo. I appreciate it. And then there you go. But if I want to have something that's going to get that leverage type play, I'm not going to touch the ETS. I'm going to get MicroStrategies and miners. So I saw this WGMI, we gonna make it, right? Valkyrie Bitcoin Miners ETF. And this was on this list over here that we had on the calls off of Seeking Alpha. That's where I got this from. But if you go in here and you look at their holdings, this is an ETF that has Core Scientific, Iris, CleanSpark, Cypher Mining, Riot Platforms, Marathon, Bit Digital, TerraWolf, Hive, Hut 8. Total number of holdings that they got is 21. That's their biggest top 10. They're an ETF just for mining. So I'm going to be taking a hard look at this as my mining play as I start to bring in some of my money back into the markets. So I'm going to be looking at this dip to do that. And WGMI is what I'm going to be looking at. Excuse me. Let's get over into the Bitcoin chart. And let's go talk about that. And then we'll come back and hit that heat map up, get your guys' input, and start into some altcoins. How's that sound? All right, jumping over here, guys, into the Bitcoin charts here. We did get this nice little rally pump up. Let me turn on some indicators for you, and let's talk about that, because we did have on the 12-hour here. There we go. We had this nice little breakout above this range here. First off, we had a rising chart pattern that printed here. That is the levels right through here to here. And we said, look, this is where we're getting the breakout. They're calling the target up here at 887, 73,887. I thought we might come back for a retest on it. We've broken that retest. We may invalidate this chart breakout pattern right now, depending on how far we pull back. However, pause for effect, I'm watching closely right here. This is the 786 that we just broke through here, and we're retesting it right now. That is 67,234, and that is inside of the your mom buys here range, okay? So if we watch and go back here and look at this level, it's been great support for us historically, as well as resistance here. This is going to be the level that I'm watching. Where is this level coming from? It is from my long-term trend-based fib extensions. And as long as we can hold this, which it looks like we might be losing it currently, then I would say that this would be a good level. But anywhere in the red box, truthfully, is going to be a key area for us to hold, because we do have this long-running trend, downward channel here, if you will, that has been the accumulation play. Now, guys, if we get back into and back out of this, we break out of this red area, we break the white line there, and let me get rid of some Mexican spaghetti here. I had Mexican spaghetti last night. It wasn't Mexican, but it was in El Paso, which makes it Mexican spaghetti. If we break this, guys, I'm watching right here at about 63,400. That's going to be your 200-day. That's going to be the dynamic reactor, all coming in right there for confluence, about 63,400. That is the worst case scenario. Please don't cherry pick that and say that that was Piper's call. I also am calling 65,600. If you know, you know. Let's go ahead and take a look at the oscillator, see how that's looking, and then we're going to kick it over to TradeFly, take a look at that heat map. We did get the downtrend here. We did get the overbought. This all took place right in this pocket right here. We did go a little bit above that, grab that liquidity before coming down, and that liquidity grab was a successful grab for more downside. We are breaking that 70% line there at the oscillator ribbon, and the true 7 is coming down. But I do want to point out and show you that money flow is still green right now. The volume is not totally curved down. It's still looking pretty decently strong on the 12-hour. So I think that if we can hold, again, 65,500, run with it. If we don't hold that, look for 63.4. I'm going to have to stick with those two levels. Let's go ahead and kick it over to TradeFly. Let's take a look at that heat map and see what he's seeing there for those levels.
Right on. I'm going to have to update this because we're getting some movement here pretty quick this morning. It looks like we're getting what you guys like to call the dumpsy-do. All right. So we did have some liquidity sitting at 68K. That is bye-bye. All right. Now we're continuing our way down here. There is some still, no, it's pretty much gotten all the liquidity. All right. You got a dark spot here, and then you pick up again at about 65.9, right under 66K. You do have another hot spot. So empty spot here. Could be beating the longs into submission right now. Let's go ahead and look at the chart. All right. So that's pretty much all the liquidity we had to look at on. Actually, you know what? Take that back. I want to look at it on the weekly real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, put it on the higher time frame. Yeah, there's right. Look at that one, and then look at the next higher time frame, and you'll see that there's actually we're in this void of nothing. It's pretty crazy.
Well, on the weekly, it is not a void of nothing. We do have liquidity at about 65,850, which does correlate with the 3-day too, right? We said just under 66. So there is some liquidity here to chase right now. Now, are we reversing the trend? Potentially. And when I say that on a very shorter time frame, so let's understand trends within trends. We've talked about that many times. But right now, it looks like we are setting up a little bit of a reversal here. Now, some areas that we talked about. And I'll keep this relatively short. I'm not going to get too crazy with it, but the 2021 high is an area that I did talk about last time, right? Mark that on your charts. We did not have a close under the 2021 high. I said that is a significant area of price action. If we went up there, that was probably a likely area for a little bit of a rejection. Now, did I think we would reject this hard off of that area? I wasn't quite sure. I would have probably liked to see price come down, retest these trend lines, right? You got an intersection of trend lines. You would have liked to stay over top of that. Understand though, we didn't get a close. Okay. We're still on the daily. We still got a long ways to go in the day. We got 10 hours, right? So you don't want to see a close underneath of these trend lines. If you do, I think there's going to be a little continuation of downside. And then we start talking about the 0.382, the 0.5, yada, yada, yada. But where's TradeFly's key area? Hasn't changed. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying price action will go here. I'm about letting the price action come to me. And I said that with the 2021 high, let it come up there. You start looking at a potential reversal. You look down here, you start looking for a potential bounce. All right. So let the price come to you. Don't try to play these intermediate levels, because to me, that's a little bit of gambling. I like to see confluence. All right. So what was in confluence with the 2021 high? Just above it, you had the value area high, right? That's a significant area for the range. Okay. You're going to see price action off of that more times than not. I'm not saying that it will hold up and it's that ultimate area of resistance, but you're likely to see a little bit of price action off that area. You've got that. So back to this. All right. We have confluence. All right. Remember, I said confluence city, right? We have the 200 SMA. You have the golden pocket of this, this little range right here. Actually, move that down just a little bit. All right. So you have the golden pocket. You have the point of control. And now you have the dynamic reactor, the 50 SMA, all lining up into one area. I'm putting a position here. Might I get wrecked? Maybe. But I'm putting a position here because statistically speaking, I think I have the odds in my favor with all of this confluence. And let me give you that number. That's at about 63K down, we'll say, to about 62.5. You got a little bit of a range, about $500 or so. That is an area I am keying on right now. Okay, so that's very short in terms of what I'm looking at. If we do continue some downside movement, you do have the value area low. That could hold up. That's in the platinum pocket. Piper loves that area. But, ultimately, the oh poo poo line is that channel. And we've been playing this range. Let me zoom out a little bit. This range has been crazy since February. Look at that. Look at the last time we've been up here. We came all the way back down to the channel. So we're up here again. Do we come all the way back down to the channel and still continue a series of higher lows? It's within play, and it's not out of reason, right? We just continue our way up. Nice, healthy climb. And I think that's okay. I really do, because we now have that institutional investment. Like you're not seeing everything shoot through the moon. Now, S&P, that's at an all-time high. NASDAQ, all-time high, or at least close to it, right? It's all pulling back right now, but they're having healthy climbs up. It's not anything that's going crazy besides NVIDIA and, the top 7. Those are the ones that are going through the roof. But I think the institutional investment, I think that's going to slow down a little bit with Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to have these moonshot, 10,000 wick days anymore. I think that's going to slow down, and I think they want it to slow down. I don't think they want ETFs just going banana land, too quick. And I still think institutions are buying in. So seeing price kind of fluctuate in the range, not too much of a surprise. Now, arguments here. Short term, trend did change, right? Series of higher highs, series of higher lows. This is good. This is bullish. But what do we have to contend with? Now, we did draw this line, right? A series of lower highs. This hasn't changed, though, to be honest with you. We still need to break this. See where this is? See where this is? That's still a lower high. All right. So understand that there's trends within trends. We have a smaller time frame trend, but the overall trend for this actual range right here is still a lower high. So be very, very careful. All right. Don't get too crazy bullish yet. You got to break that area before we can say we're safe for some continuation. Remember, what I said last week was I want to see it get on top of all this resistance, OC retest, and then we start looking for an all-time high. That's what I would like to see in a perfect world. I'm not saying it'll play out that way, but that's what I would like to see for a little bit of confirmation that, hey, we're going to come up and retest this area. And when we retest that area, now we're talking a whole different story. So everybody that's getting like macro bullish right now, temper it a little bit. Okay. Let the price action play out. Let it come to you. And then we'll start talking about, those big numbers, start getting up to 100K and all that. But you got to break the all-time high, man. You got to break that before you can even talk about something bigger. So, all right. That's what I got. I'm pass it
Hey,
over
I
to
just want you to
OC.
know, well, before I get off your screen, you are definitely giving off Tom Crown vibes right now. I just want to put that out there, man. Let's jump over here. Shout out to Andrea in the chat. She's talking about the Billy Goat Tales that she was on yesterday. You did great, Andrea. Don't listen to anyone else. And then also, I want to point out, we're actually starting to get a little bit of a turnaround bounce on the NASDAQ right now. I think we should take a look at these charts and look at where we're getting our support, because right now we might be getting ready to flip that around. Plus, we just got a $5 super chat from Wick 589. Wick in the house. One smart fella, he felt smart. He felt smart. Two smart fellas, they both felt smart. Three smart fellas, they all felt smart. Yes. Hey, I love it, man. Thanks for the $5 super chat. We appreciate you, bro. OC, let's jump it over to your chart. But first, TradeFly, you got anything that you want to put out before we move over there? You look like you were going to say something.
I was going to make a comment. I saw Retro Mike Tech. He said bullish on Banana Land. That's one of my little things that I say. So
bullish on Banana Land.
You know it.
You know. All right, OC, what do you got for us? Quick wrap up on your perspective of Bitcoin, and then let's go take a look at some altcoins, because we definitely got to take a ride on the Soul Train. Get that ready for us, TradeFly.
Absolutely. Nice. I love that one. All right, so let's take a look at what we've been working with, right? Remember that at this point we were looking for a breakout retest. So guys, are you scared of the retest? Well, remember that we've been talking about for ages. Remember, all the way back down here. Let me see, just for it to load. Here we go. Breakout. Remember, going back for the retest. That retest is playing out very fantastic, phenomenal. I mean, just like expected. Right here, you can see the point of, or a little bit more in depth on that analysis. One of the things that I was talking about, it is my rooftop hits, right? Or my rooftop lines. Basically, looking at the top of those lines as we start making higher highs. And then when we start failing to match or to get a higher high, that's when we start drawing one of on our lines. At this point, we have a low or not a high that is matching the target. At this point, we can be waiting for two things to happen. One, a lower high, or second, a lower low, or second, a lower high. Whatever of those two things happens first, might be just giving us the setup for a bearish trend line like this one. Do I think that we're going to be dropping as far as this one? Maybe. And this wouldn't be such a bad thing. In fact, as long as we stay within this area, and let me just control C that, because when TradeFly was mentioning his area, look at where my box is at, right? Almost exactly as his point of entry, 63, 600, and somewhere around 62, 200. And that is because right there we have this big area, this big chunk of volume. Not only that, we also have that big chunk of of outcome. So basically, buys minus sells, right? And the same thing happened up here. Basically, we went into this area up here. Let me just draw it. There we go. And we clearly rejected out of that zone. At this point, I was expecting a little bit more of a curvy movement like this one. Did not play it out as exactly as that curvy movement like that one, but it played out very nicely as we're coming downwards. Something that I want to show you guys, it is where's my possible entry at. Let me just zoom in very quick. Oh no, wait, whatever. This one should be right there as we are retracing to this area. But my possible entry of area, it is at 67,075, and this is because of a daily order block that we used to have right there. I don't know if we still have it, but I want to see at this point a possible goose head playing out, and I will not be jumping in unless I see a 1 hour complete flip. Let me show you right here. As you can see, we're getting to that resistance. We're having our first clear area right here. It's not about the breakout, right? It's about the retest, and then off we go. So basically, that's what I'm trying to catch, a little bit of that pushback or pull up, but I will not be venturing in until I see that complete flip of the ribbon, something like this, or maybe something like that, right? So I can catch this movement and maybe this other movement. This is going to be a risky entry. I've been waiting for this for over a week. And if this one fails, or if I decide not to enter because I don't have flip of the ribbon, well then my next entry, you already have it right here. It is at 66.84, right? So other than that, once again, my next entry will be 63.500 or 62.71. So basically, those are the areas that I'm looking to enter with confirmation before taking a move.
Yeah, that 63.5 is right in line with what I was seeing there too on that on the bottom of that that downward channel. So shout out to everyone that's viewing us over on X. If you guys are over on X watching right now, drop a comment down below, and we will see you here and give you a shout out. We appreciate you guys joining us over there. Also, if you guys are enjoying the content so far, be sure to smash up that like button. Helps out the algo, and we appreciate you all. So smash it up. Let's do that. Let's go talk about Solana for a second, because you guys saw the thumbnail, the big cup and handle, and Peter Brandt had some things to say about Solana. So let's see what that was. Let's go take a look. Solana chart, cup and handle positions, Sol for price for potential 2,000% rally. There is what Peter Brandt's calling for. Let's get down here and see what he says. The so-called Ethereum killer has already risen over 2,000% since establishing a cycle low of about $10 in November 2022. In doing so, its price trends have painted what appears to be a cup and handle pattern on the weekly chart, as spotted by veteran analyst Peter Brandt. So there's the little cup and handle that he's talking about. He's got a better picture down here of it. There you go. Little cup and handle action. I like to see the handle come a little bit lower than what we're seeing here, but that's what he is using for the handle on that. The pattern develops when the price undergoes a U-shaped recovery. That's the big U that he's got going at the bottom of that there. And then the handle often signals a moment of indecision as price traders gauge whether the upward trend will continue. That seems to be the market psychology lately, with Sol's price consolidating around that $100 to $200 trading range since March of 2024, when Bitcoin got its all-time high. As a rule, technical analysis, a cup and handle pattern typically resolves when the price breaks above the neckline. That neckline is currently at about $205 right now in Sol's case, and it rises by as much as the distance between the trough, the very bottom of the cup, to that neckline. That would be another 2,000% move that would put Solana in the 2025 to 2026 window at around $4,500 on Solana. TradeFly, what do you got on that chart? Let's go take a look at that, because that would be an insane pump on Solana, and I think it's a little bit overzealous. But I don't know. What's your thoughts, man? I'm still bullish on Solana. I don't know if I'm 2,000% bullish on Solana. What are you seeing on your chart, bro?
Yeah, man. So let's get this going. All right. Why do I have Bitcoin up? Because it's the same damn thing. It's just following the same price action. All right. It's, if you go on the daily, the weekly, you look at it, you could argue the same exact thing for Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin's daddy. Bitcoin is driving the market. So let's look at Bitcoin on the weekly. Now let's look at Sol on the weekly. Anybody see a similar pattern? I do.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Right? So, like, if you're saying that for Solana, you should be saying that about Bitcoin, bro. Scared.
Well, here's the
You're
question.
scared.
Here's the question. So are you saying
Not
that
you.
if Bitcoin has that breakout, that Solana is looking at a 2,000% move on Solana? Is that what you're saying, TradeFly? What are you saying, TradeFly?
I'm saying same, baby. I mean, if you want to do the measured move on Bitcoin, let's all is fair. You know, let's look at that. If only I could click the right things. I mean, what's that from the neckline, right? Oh, that's Solana. Sorry. Whoopsie daisy. Let's do it on Bitcoin. But yeah, that gets you up to about 380 or so, which is way over its all-time high. But let's look at Bitcoin. Do the measured move on that. All right. So here to there. This is just a rough swag real quick for you guys. Not making it too crazy. That's $132,000 Bitcoin.
I'll go with
Just
it.
saying.
I'll take it.
Just saying. I think the odds of that playing out like in the near term are not very likely. Let's be very clear about that. You got a lot of resistance. You got some horizontal levels. You got obviously some trend lines that are kind of going up and right for Bitcoin. If you're just looking at high to high, remember that's kind of where I based my my call from. Very, very simple TA. It was the top side of this channel. It has respected this channel until we break that channel. I'm not changing my tune. All right. So somehow I ended up on 2 Bitcoins. That's pretty awesome there. So must have got excited. Had some coffee this morning. Let's go ahead and bring Sol back up here. There we go. All right. So let's get to a little bit closer to the boat. All right. Let's stop dreaming here. Yeah, I would love to see over $300 Solana. That would be great. Important thing though for Solana. What have I been talking about? What area have I been talking about for freaking months? 162. Look at this. How many times we interacted with 162? Last time we got over 162, where did we go? All right, we went higher. Okay, look, right here, we got over 162. Right here, we got over 162. Got a rejection off of the value area high. So remember, there's these little intermediate stops you always got to look for. All right, this value area high. And this is what I tell you guys, wait for the price to come to you. Value area high, cool. You'll probably see a little bit of price action. 162, I mean, we got up to 61.78. Remember, my call for 162 down here, 161.78. It was very, very close to hitting 162, but you got that rejection. Came back down, got under their point of control, yada, yada, trend line, came back up. All right, so where can we go? Well, you got to break this value area high. We break that value area high. Now we're talking about some good numbers. Now, where would I look? I would start looking at some levels of horizontal resistance, okay? So let's do this. Let's take this one right here. We'll take the closes. All right, let's make this red. 186. If we can get over the value area high, establish ourselves over the value area high, understand this is part of the equation. You want to be over 168. All right, we're looking for an OC retest of sorts. All right, you want to get over? Now I'm looking at 186 as a potential target for Solana. Understand there are conditions to be met, right? You do need to get over the value area high because right now you can see that the value area high may act as resistance. It already has started doing that, but look back left on the chart, start looking at support levels and support and resistance at times. All right, here you see support and then a big breakdown. Remember, I always talk about that breakdown. So that's something you want to look for. I would like to get over about, like I said, 168 before we start talking about 186. All right, let's fight the near battles first before we start looking out in the future and trying to predict things all the way up to like 300. That's bananas. There it is for you, banana land. All right, so 186. That's kind of my top side target if we get over the value area high, because now we are finally making some moves to break that range. But it has been a nice climb up. All right. We have now started a series. I won't say a series. We have now started a higher high, right? So right here, it honestly was actually a series of lower highs. We have now broken the range, okay? So this was kind of that line in the sand. We wanted to break that 162 level. We're now over top of it. Good news. That is bullish ultimately for Solana. Why do I get more bullish on Solana? Why do I think that it's going to move at a little bit higher of a clip than Bitcoin? Well, that's because the range looks different, right? The range looks actually a little better for Solana, okay? You see a very clear downtrend for Bitcoin, but for Solana, it was not. It was always a horizontal level of support that we were honoring the whole time, while Bitcoin, there was a series of lower lows, all right? Now, you could argue, hey, there's a series. No, you can't actually, because this is actually a higher high. It depends if you take the close or if you take the wick. So that would be up for debate. I'll let you guys determine what you want to do in terms of TA. But really, this one hasn't. This may not be finished. So to say that this is a lower high, this move may not be finished here. You can't say that this is the pivot yet. All right. So again, that kind of takes me back to 186. Could be a nice little area to look at for a move up. But again, you want to stay over top this value area high. So Confluence, you got a lot of it down here. If we pull back, all is not lost. Look at this. This trend line is still moving up and right. You got the 200 SMA, you got the dynamic reactor and the 50. Does that sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? Are you not entertained? Because Bitcoin has the same thing, right? There's another area that has a lot of confluence. That's why we say Bitcoin is daddy, because there is correlation between it and many of the other alts. So again, just like Bitcoin, where I'm saying around 63K, Solana, I'm going to say somewhere around 150 to 144. would be a pretty decent area to look at for an entry on a long position. Not financial advice, just saying what I'm going to do. Okay. So that is an area that I'm going to be looking for. Could blow up in my face, but I have enough confluence that I feel comfortable saying statistics are in my favor. This may be an opportunity for me. Again, 150 to 144 is an area I'm going to look for if price pulls back. Let the price come to you. If I can teach you anything in life, that would be it. All right. So that's what I'm looking at for Solana.
Awesome. I'm going to take a quick look here at Adam, and then we're going to come back around and ask OC to wrap us out here with a couple of with his look, and then we'll see where we're at on time. Let's go check out Adam. We had a request for this Cosmos look here. So Cosmos has been on a consistent downtrend. It is the big mover today. I mean, it's one of the big movers, I should say. It's not a meme coin, but it's one of the only ones that are green. If I go over here and take a look, you can see lots of red all the way down. Atom up 3.96% according to TradingView right now. But looking at this top strike here down to its trough that we had here back in September, early September here, we have had a decent move up. But I want to show you guys where we are right now on the price, and I'm a little concerned about a continuation on this because we are getting very, very strong rejection after that huge wick pullback there. Bulls take control on the 100-day simple moving average. If we are to get a pullback, I would watch for the quantum reactor, dynamic reactor confluence here. It's going to be around $4.50. If we do break that and get a bounce up, watch for that 200-day to be coming into play on the 236 there for that resistance range. And that's going to be coming in at about $6.20. You can see here on the 4-hour currently right now, we are getting the overbought. We are starting to get the downtrend, and the true 7 has clipped with a reversal signal. But at the same time, money flow's coming up and volume's coming up. So that's why I said we really got to look at a bullish and bearish setup here. I think your bullish setup is a break back above the 100-day to move up, and a bearish setup would be a continuation down to that dynamic reactor. OC, let's kick it over to you. Let's knock out a couple of assets that you're watching. And then I'm going to have to step away for 1 second. I got a contractor at the front door that's doing some work in my backyard. So I'll let you run with some charts, and then we'll come back and wrap it out in just a minute.
Absolutely. So first of all, let me just get this out of the way. Sorry, I've been repairing my loop deck in the meantime, so I got it open. I need just to get a couple of solder points, and that'll be it. Looking at AVAX, I've been looking at AVAX because it is been consistently making this trend line, right? If you already know AVAX, it is very tied to a couple of big movers, and that is what I'll be looking at for it, right? So yes, there is a little bit of a warning that if Bitcoin drops, we might be falling behind or below this trend line. But if we can make it above or at, this is going to be something else that we're going to be talking about. But if we can make it above that area of 63K, 64K, I think it will be just a quick movement to the upside. Let me start dropping here a couple of my support and resistances. Something that we can see is that there is just a huge empty space. All right. So this movement here will be pretty scary. But once again, remember that we are following this trend line that has been forming. So not having much between these two areas, I mean, despite it is scary and makes this a possible risky trade, yes, absolutely. But still, I will be jumping to somewhere around here. Let me just add my alert right there at 2704 for a possible bounce. What I want to see before taking the trade, it is first being at support, all right, either trendline or dynamic reactor. Then the second one, it is going to be my rebound flipping back up, all right. There is a high chance that we also pierce through. So if we see that we pierce through here and then we go back up, this is going to be your flipping point, all right. Just be patient in there and let it reveal if it's going to keep going downwards or if it's going to push upwards. So just be a little bit patient here. I will be looking for a late entry, and that is just to have that confirmation. Why am I thinking on a plan B, a possible breakdown? Let me make this area much bigger. Despite we have a big confluence point, which is the trend line, we are jumping or we're heading into the red cloud. Usually when we head into the red cloud, let me show you right here what happened. We start flipping back down. You see that? So as soon as we went into the red cloud, usually for me, that is an immediate notice that the next upcoming movement should be bearish, right? And we are doing the same thing in here. So what will the next movement be? Well, to the trend line. But if we overshooting here, we could be into a pickle and we could be going to hit some lows right down here. So that's why it's so important to look at your oscillator ribbon to compare where your supports are at, and also pair them both with your possible entries. Remember
always look at that
I
oscillator
mentioned.
ribbon.
Oh yes, please. I remember the possible fake out that I mentioned, right? Or the possible bounce. Look at where is he at? Right here at a high order block. So if you're trying to catch, let me just adjust that. Trying to catch, if we pierce to this area, and you're trying to catch the little bounce, be my guest, and we will be somewhere. Your entry will be somewhere in between 25.88 and 25.57. Other than that, I think AVAX is a possible great candidate for big movers. So turning it back to you guys.
Sweet, I'm back. TradeFly, I saw that in the chat there you were talking about something. You want to show that on your chart, that little wrap up that you forgot to mention on Sol?
Yeah, sure, man. Super quick. I mean, you guys know the area I've been talking about. That's 162. Let me go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, 162. It's a major level of resistance, and we have that opportunity to flip this into support. Okay, so that's a really big deal. Keep your eyes on this level. Okay, you want to see a daily close over top of it. If we get a daily close over top of it, that makes me feel a lot more comfortable about seeing that price start to retest this area and work its way up. Okay, I just wanted to point that out to you. If it falls back underneath, then don't be surprised if we start playing around in this range again. And then 144 is that area that we can kind of sit and wait for. So 150 to 144. But yeah, just 162. Keep your eyes out on that.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking over at the at my charts. I just want to show you guys a couple of things before we head out of here. To note, one is the Dixie right now. Oh, nope, there we go. The Dixie right now getting another return back to that 200-day. That was its rejection point here last week on the 17th. We are closing back in on that right now. So the Dixie is getting a move up back to resistance again. Don't be overly concerned about this. You guys can see that markets, looking at a 4-hour here, going back to September 30th, Dixie's been on an uptrend the same time that everything else has been on an uptrend. So don't worry about it going up right now, but it is closing in on that other resistance. We might get a double top there. The US 30 is down just a little bit today, but you can see that it's in comparison on the 4-hour. This is just a cool off. That's why I'm saying today may be a great, not financial advice, but today may be a great opportunity to buy the dip. If there was ever one, it would be today. We're getting a lot of support bounces. The one thing that I am watching here, the ES1, which is going to be your S&P 500 minis, it is starting to get a nice return. It's at 0.06% to the downside, so it's almost neutral again. And then this is the NASDAQ right now, and it has turned green, which I was telling you earlier when we said, look, it's sitting right there. Bitcoin's at support right now, retesting it, and we are seeing a turnaround on NASDAQ, so we could see some return and bounce off of crypto today. But where is that move coming from on NASDAQ, guys? I got to say it's probably going to be NVIDIA, up 2.3, about 3%, 2.3% right now to the upside, getting a new all-time high right now on NVIDIA. So that is probably what's pulling the entire NASDAQ up, is that 2.3% move on one of the largest market cap stocks in the industry right now. Just keep a close eye on Bitcoin, really. That's what this level, that's 67,234. That is going to be the key level. We are starting to get a little wick off of that. Little wicks everywhere. You two, please, we don't need any more wicks right now. Let's go back over here. TradeFly. OC, anything that you want to put out to the people before we head out of here? I think that overall right now, gold making all-time highs. Dixie, markets are looking pretty good. We're just getting a little retracement on a lot of stuff, and I'm definitely going to be picking up and doubling some of my some of my purchases today. I did get out of a trade yesterday on Bitcoin and on DOG. Did it last night. I'll show that real fast just to show the receipts, because sometimes you got to show the receipts. I got a 9.73% return of $164 on DOG. It was a nice little 3x trade that I did on it, and then I got out of my Bitcoin trade at about 18.45% on a long because I saw some weakness last night. Saw that we might be getting a pullback. Said this might be the area to pull out these trades, and then I will look and see where they're at tomorrow. It was a lucky call, really. I didn't know for sure that we were going to dump, but I had a feeling I was in profit. So no one's ever gone broke taking profit. So TradeFly, what do you got for the people on the way out, bro?
Hey, as always, it is great mixing up with you guys on the chat. Love being here on the morning show. It is my home. This is where it started. But that being said, we will be on the Crypto Nightcap this evening, and I am very excited about that. So I hope to see you guys there. That's going to go at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will talk to you guys later.
OC, what do you got for the people, man?
Guys, thank you so much for watching today. I mean, I'm preparing for today in the night, so hopefully you also have a great night today. Make sure you enjoy every single day. It is part of living life. Also, if you have a sad day or rainy day, don't worry. We're here for you. Make sure to join us at the Discord and share us what's happening. We're going to be pumping you up with a couple of calls and also a couple of great information here and tomorrow. So other than that, turning it back to you guys.
Awesome. Guys, please hit that like button if you have not done so yet. We will be back here tomorrow morning, a little bit after the Good Morning Crypto Show. Go check them out. Get your early morning edge from them. And then we're going to go into, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Morning Market Report at Market Open. We'll be back here bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, the macroeconomics, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Guys, trade safe today. And if you're going to trade, please use a stop loss or keep some dry powder, because you might need it. We'll be back here tomorrow morning. Till then, guys, take care. Peace. Oh, we're heading over to Randy Hipper's house. Let's go. We're going to go raid there. Drop those graduation cash when you get there. Later, alumni.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. Sound off. To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean.
That was awesome, dude.